Hey guys, it's Gazza Montana here, the original demo disc player before they decided to give it an abbreviation when it was just called what it was called, however everyone stood around it. I think this video right here is the Tier 4 guide for the Agents of Sabotage. Tier 1, acquire the garment factory. You can do this by going to the foreclosure website and go to the DB icon and purchasing it for $2.3 million. Or you can go on over there and there should be a sale sign outside. Now once you go inside, you're going to tick off meet with Pavel after the cutscene has played. So that's ticked off, and the next thing is going to be complete a file. Now complete a file, you can do this from the computer inside the garment factory from the main floor, or you can do it via a new way added into Grand Theft Auto Online. It is an app, and this app is replacing the quick join option. The quick join option is still there on the phone though, it's on the other page for quick joining other jobs and stuff. This app idea is very, very good, and it's going to be amazing going forward now, especially with GTA 6's online. I can see them doing this for pretty much everything. This is a welcome feature into Grand Theft Auto Online. Now, once you start these files from anywhere in the city, let's just say you're at Del Piero Pier and you start up a file from the beginning, you're going to be there because you started it on the app. And this goes for all of the setup missions. If you start the final anywhere in the city, you're going to end up spawned outside the Donald Bros factory. The reason this does this is to despawn everybody in the session. It doesn't actually take you out of the session, it just despawns everybody so they don't mess with you while you're taking care of your final of the file. It's a very good way of doing it. It doesn't load into like a completely different lobby or anything like that. You're still in the same lobby, but everybody disappears, and you can then go ahead and do the mission with any associates that you have in your CEO, for example. So it's pretty much like the salvage yard, but with the addition of the app, makes it even better for doing the preps. And I will just say, make sure you start these, if you're going to be starting it through the app, inside of the city. If you're going to be in Palito Bay or Sandy Shores, pretty much all of these setup missions are in the city. So you don't want to be anywhere but the city once you start these on the app. Now, Tier 2, complete 5 files. So once you complete 5 files, that'll be ticked off. Complete 2 files without losing your life, so obviously try not to die. And yeah, we got this ticked off without even looking at it. Now, earn 25,000 in additional garment factory earnings. This is going to be from the safe that is inside of your garment factory. We're going to get onto that once we get onto the Tier 4. Now, Tier 3 completes all of the files. There is a total of 4 different files. And once you complete all 4 of those, that is going to tick off. And you can do that on day 1 because all of the files are available to be done at least once on day 1. Now, going on to the next thing, complete the priority file 2 weeks in a row. Now, as I was just saying, all of them will be able to be done at least once on day 1. 3 of them you can do multiple times, and 1 of them you can do once. And the reason why is because that one is paying out double money. It's the one in the top right. Next week, that's going to change to one of the other files, and that's going to let you do it once, get the double money, and then that's going to lock. So keep that in mind, guys. To complete the priority file, you need to do that red one 2 weeks in a row, and that will tick off. Complete all mission challenges for a file. Now, these work just like the vehicle robberies, where at the end of the mission it's going to tell you what the challenges were. So going into it in-game, it's not going to tell you what the challenges are until the mission is complete and you're getting paid out. And obviously with the priority file, it's going to be locked for an entire week. So that is kind of annoying to some people. It doesn't really bother me because it's not the end of the world. We're going to be getting a new priority file every single week, so that's going to change, and then we can go and get the brute force file, which is the one that's going to be locked now for me because I didn't complete it the first time. But guys, whilst we're talking about these mission challenges, we're going to go over all 4 of them and tell you what they are and the best way to complete them. The fine art file recommended rotation of doing these prep missions is to always make sure you do EMP charges before you do approach vehicle. Don't worry about facial recognition if you do it first or last, but just make sure you do EMP charges before approach vehicle. EMP charges is going to bring you back to the garment factory. Now you can use the fast travel system once the mission is complete down in the basement, and then make sure you go over to the airport. Now once you start approach vehicle, that's always going to start at the airport. Deliver the helicopter to the drop-off point. Now blow yourself up away from the helicopter a little bit so you can then end the mission. Sometimes it won't work, but all you got to do is spawn your Mark II and just fly away. Now you can start up the facial recognition if you haven't done it before those 2. And facial recognition, I'll just say this, guys, if you decide to kill the guy because you want to make the final a little bit more harder for yourself, that is actually how you activate hard mode. Now, the first challenge for the finale is enter the penthouse undetected. Pretty straightforward, guys. You're going to have a guy on the roof, so deal with him first, and then use the new hacking game to get inside. There's going to be 2 guys once you get inside in the maintenance area. Put the EMPs down. There's going to be 1 guy at the top of the stairs, 2 guys, a little double kill at the bottom of the stairs. Now, I would recommend using a silent rifle once you're actually in the penthouse to then shoot your way in, because the alarm goes off in there every time anyway. But when I use a shotgun from outside the doors, because I thought you could just be loud at this point, I actually failed it that time. So just to be safe, make sure you use a rifle with a silencer, okay? Don't worry, the alarm usually goes off once you're inside the double doors, okay? The next challenge will be flick this switch in 60 seconds. It's always in the same place, guys. So quickly get everybody in the penthouse, and then the switch will be here on this table. It's going to open up the bookcase door. Then we're going to use the Chaos Rico hacking minigame to then get to the next challenge, the last challenge here, which is take all cabinet contents. Now, to make sure you can get this without ease, make sure you get the left and the right ones before you get the one in the middle, which is the main target. Because once you grab the main target, you're going to be gassed, just like the casino heist, and then you have to quickly get out of there. But you can eat snacks if you are getting gassed, guys. Okay, just so you know that. You can eat snacks and quickly grab everything still. But I don't know, if you're a low rank, you might die quicker from the gas. But that's pretty much how you get the challenges for the art file. The Project Breakaway. Now, this file, you want to go with mobile tracking as the first prep mission that you do. The reason why, because once you finish that prep mission, you're still going to be in free mode. The other 2, it doesn't matter whether you do it second or third, because both of those are going to force you to go back to the garment factory and spawn you inside. This is definitely the easiest one to get the bonus challenges. Now, the first one is locate Project Breakaway in 5 minutes. So you're going to have the Trackify app. So just go to the red dot. If you've got a Mark II, it's going to be very easy. Obviously, if you are on a ground vehicle, yeah, come on, guys, you'll be able to get there in 5 minutes. It's always going to be in the city. Now, there is the next challenge, which is get 15 headshots. I do believe this counts for every NPC, enemy NPC anyway, in the mission, every red dot. So these are the ones outside of the Project Breakaway location, and then also the ones inside, and then also when you exit, there's going to be a bunch of them as well. So as long as you get 15 headshots, there's way more than 15. There's even a couple of cars that will chase after you as you're making your way to the drop-off point at the very end of the mission, which you can then get a couple of headshots on those if you feel you don't have 15 by then, but you should be fine. And the third challenge is basically a joke. It's not even difficult at all, guys. Make sure you grab everything inside of the cells, okay? There's going to be some black books. Grab those. Grab the server blades as well, and then grab the hard drives, which is the main objective, and then get the head out of there. And yeah, this one's a given. The black box file, and this is my grinder's mindset rotation of doing these setup missions. Start off by doing the hacking device. That's going to bring you to the airport and end at the top of the tower. Once you leave the airport, go into the app and then start up the sonar equipment. That's going to start around the docks area, or at least every single time it did for me anyway. And then once you bring the sonar equipment back to the garment factory, then start the weaponized aircraft mission, and then go on over to the barge. Now, for anybody using Mark IIs and Sparrows and stuff, flying over there and destroy everybody with the missiles, and then land your vehicle away from the Tula. Now what you want to do is get into the Tula, fly up into the air a little bit, and then land it and position it so we're going to JTOL take off. Okay, we're going to press L3 to change into aeroplane mode, but then we're going to quickly get out of the Tula, and we're going to destroy all the helicopters really quickly with the minigun, okay? Except for the Valkyrie. There's one Valkyrie comes in a second bunch of helicopters that come after you. Just destroy them with the railgun, and then get into the Tula and JTOL take off and get out of there. So once you press L3 to JTOL take off, then go on over to the airport and then choose one of the 3 locations where to pop the Tula. Always pick the location that is next to the water. And guys, after that, to end the mission very quickly, just blow yourself up and spawn outside the airport, and then go to the app and start the finale. Now, once you've gone to the airport and you've hacked the tower, and then you then get into the Tula, JTOL take off to then get underneath the plane, okay? You can hold L2 to slow the plane down, and as soon as the plane starts to drop, then press a bit more of R2 to then level it out, and that way you're not going to be going too fast or too slow. And you just want to hack the plane. Once you've hacked the plane, it's going to then let you do the first of the challenges, which is destroy all 4 of the engines. Okay, you can do this in first-person mode, which is better than third-person mode, because the reticle for the the aiming is not that great on the third person, so it's not exactly accurate on what it shows on the screen. But in first person it is. You can even go into the helicopter mode by holding L3 if you want a little bit more of a steadiness, but you can do this while just in plane mode, okay? You have plenty of time to take all 4 of these out. Make sure it's all 4 of them, because once you do 3 engines, it's then going to start crashing anyway. It's going to still take a while to then crash. You can still take out the 4th one. Another way of doing this is you can have a friend with you, and they can just use whatever flying vehicle they want. They don't have to get in a Tula, they can use a Raiju or something like that. And as you see here, how easy it is with a Raiju just taking out all of the engines. Now once you've destroyed all of the engines, just go towards the Alamo Sea, so you can then get ready for the next part of the mission. And with this bit here, guys, you could just land it in the water. You don't have to go into helicopter mode and land it. Just land it like you're landing a plane on a runway, and then just jump out the second you touch the water, and you should get out of the Tula into the area that you need to be. And once you go under the water here, then press R3 to go into the sonar mode so you can see what you need to collect. Make sure you collect the 2 grey ones before you collect the white one, because those are the bonus objectives that we need for the next challenge here, which is recover all plane contents. And once we've collected the plane components, we're going to then work on the 3rd award, which is kill 5 enemies during the escape. Now once you sit in this boat, you won't be able to get out of it unless you die, but we'll get onto that in a second. Just try and kill these enemies. If you have full auto aim, all you got to do is press L1 and you'll lock onto them if you're close enough, and then aim up to the head and just shoot them in the head. And you should have plenty of opportunities. As you see down the river here, there's plenty of opportunities to get enemies on the left and the right, and even the boats and stuff. But guys, if you actually die, you can then spawn your Mark II and then just go and take them all out. That's basically what I did one time anyway. I forgot to use my snacks and I wasn't shooting them and I died. And the best way to actually die on the river is actually at the front of the boat on the gun. And obviously that would work best if you're doing it solo, because you're doing it with other players. They're most likely going to be shooting at all of you rather than just one target. Another thing that you could do is spawn the Mark II at the very end of the mission and go back up the river if you don't feel like you've got 5 kills, and just destroy them all. Or whatever vehicle you've got, those enemies are not going to despawn. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this one. We're going to go over Brute Force. This is the one that is currently locked this week and should be changing next Thursday to a new priority file. So this one will be able to be done multiple times in the week, and even if you fail it, you can do it again and again. But this week, you can do it once, and it is currently locked because I did it once, and I'm doing this now on my second character to show you. The first challenge here is to get to the base in under 5 minutes. Now, there's going to be a prep mission where you can pick a vehicle to drive at the beginning of the mission, which is going to force you to drive it. And guys, because you've got to get there in under 5 minutes, make sure you pick one of the Jeeps and not one of the trucks. I know it's going to be fun role-playing, driving through to the army base in a big truck whilst people are sitting in the back in the open and stuff. But don't wind me up here, guys. We're trying to get under 5 minutes. Use one of the goddamn Jeeps, especially if you're a bad driver. You shouldn't have any problems just following the yellow marker and getting there in under 5 minutes. Now, the second challenge here is to get to Area A undetected. Very straightforward, guys. The stealth in GTA Online is an absolute joke. If you're an original Metal Gear Solid, Splinter Cell, Hitman player like myself from as early as those games came out on the PlayStation 2, Metal Gear Solid on the PlayStation 1. But anybody with half a brain cell can get past these deadbeat Merryweather army guys. That doesn't really matter, man. Doesn't even matter at all. The only ones that I actually ever don't really like is the Duggans in the casino. But yeah, guys, if you just follow my route here, you're pretty much straightforward. Now, if you're a new player that doesn't have many guns in the game, you want to make sure you grab the minigun from inside that room. Now, when you get to the end of this hallway, this is Area A, and this guy is going to spot you no matter what. That is why he's exactly the way he's looking. He's basically saying, I'm waiting for you. And as soon as you go in there, the alarm's going to go off, and that will be Area A undetected. Now, there is a Juggernaut there that you can easily take out with the minigun. Let's say if you're low rank and you don't have a minigun, grab that minigun and there should be enough ammo to take him out. And what you want to do is make sure your body is in cover, not leaning up against walls. We just mean make sure your body is protected while you're just peeking around the corner so the gun is out. It's called corner peeking, and you take out the Juggernaut very easily that way. Now, there's going to be a door that you have to go through, but there's going to be a new hacking game there, which a lot of people are comparing it to a game called Wordle. What it is, guys, is a word at the top there, and you don't know where the letters go, and all of the letters for that word are jumbled up at the bottom. So how you can do this if you don't really want to try and guess the word, because you can try and guess the word if you want to test yourself with a nice little general knowledge sort of quiz there, A lot of people are going to actually like doing it that way. You can always just spam all of the letters in any place you want until you see some of them turn green, and they're going to be stuck green. You won't be able to mess around with those letters. You know, the ones that are red now, you can just change those about until you get those green, and you should then get the word. And once you get in the Scarab tank, you can then work on the next challenge, which is destroy 5 vehicles with the Scarab tank. Now, I don't know if you can just destroy 5 civilian vehicles, because there's going to be a lot of civilian vehicles on the motorway on the way back. But because we can't really test this, guys, this is locked for the entire week, and we can barely do it twice because we're more trying to just finish it and help people get it done. We had people with us so they can then complete it for theirs because it's going to be locked. But yeah, guys, I don't know if you can use the civilian vehicles, but I will tell you this: there are 4 enemy vehicles inside the tunnel and 4 on when you get out at least. So you should easily be able to get the 5 vehicles, no messing around, whether you want to use civilian vehicles or not. I will also tell you this, that you can very easily be shot at while you're in a tank, so you want to make sure you've got the interaction open, you've got full snacks, and you're spamming the snacks while you're shooting the laser cannon at the NPC vehicles that are attacking you, and you should be able to counter the damage that you're taking by eating the snacks. Yeah, don't worry guys if you die anyway, because you've got infinite lives and there's no death penalty on this mission at all. And that brings us on to the Tier 4 Unlock 9 Platinum Awards for Agents of Sabotage. Now, the top 4 of the awards is just 1 award for each of the files. So it's just like Tier 3, where it tells you to do all of the different types of files. You're going to get an award for each one of those, so don't even think about that one because we've already gone over it, basically. The next award is going to tell you to complete all of the different mission challenges for every single one of the files. We've just showed you how to get all of the challenges on all 4 of the files, and not only you're going to get an award for that, you're also going to get a Tier 4 challenge ticked off for that as well. So yeah guys, this is like what you call 2 birds with 1 stone here. And the next award is another 2 birds with 1 stone award, because it's actually telling you to complete a certain amount of files, and once you get to the platinum requirement, it's actually going to be 50 files that you need to complete. There is a Tier 4 challenge which wants you to complete 25 files. So before you get to the 50 files that you need to complete, you're going to get the Tier 4 ticked off, but you're still going to need the 50 Platinum Award, which is called the Darnell Bros Inc. Award. The tip here, guys, that you can speed this up is, if you are doing this with other grinders that want to get this completed, every time you are in a final, invite the other player and say, I have the final already, I've completely set it up by myself. Obviously, whilst the other player is setting up their own finale for these files, and just help each other do the finales. And as an associate, you're also going to tick these off both on a Tier 4 25 and also on a Darnell Bros Inc. Award. Now, the next one is one you won't have to think about, guys. This will tick off automatically. It says complete 50 planning works as part of the FIB files. By the time you've set up 17 of these files, you're going to get that ticked off. And nobody should really be asking for help with preps and stuff. So let them do their own preps, you do your own preps, and that'll just tick off. Now, another one is to earn $5 million from the FIB files. As long as you're going for these elite challenges or these bonus challenges, you should get that before you complete everything else from the Tier 4. So don't even think about that one. And then the last one is another 2 birds with 1 stone sort of award here. And the reason why is because it tells you to get $50,000 on a Platinum Award for Brotherly Love, which is earn $50,000 in additional income from the Garment Factory. The Tier 4 challenge is actually double that, it's 100,000. And the maximum capacity for the safe inside of the Garment Factory is 100,000. So you can just let it fill up to the max and then grab that and you'll tick off everything. Otherwise you get all the awards up to the Platinum Award and you'll get the Tier 4 ticked off. And the safe actually works in 2 ways. It is a passive income, so it will just, over time, it will go up $1,000 to $2,000 every single 48 minutes, just like pretty much the arcade safe. Exactly like that. It's the same maximum capacity at 100,000. And also what will actually boost it up a little bit more is if you are obviously doing the finale. So every time you finish a finale, it's going to go up a little bit. So yeah, you'll pretty much get this filled up once you've completed everything else. This will just be going up naturally the whole time. If not, just ignore it, guys. You're going to be playing GT Online after this is completed, or if that's the last thing needing completed, just do other stuff in GT Online, and then that'll eventually, over time, just increase to the amount that you need. Now this is pretty much it for this guide, guys. If you did find it helpful, go ahead and drop a like on the video and comment down below for any other tips for anybody watching this can learn from. And have a lovely day, guys. Godspeed and peace out.